Hi, welcome everyone. It's Friday evening, so we have another series of events actually. Again, we're back to a two event format, but this time is a little bit special because we have a role playing event first, and after that, we're going to have a regular ranked tournament. And This is the finale for the first role playing event we had last time, which was the Hetmanat of Ruthenia. So basically, we had four factions fighting for supremacy. The Polish loyalists, the Swedish claimants, which are basically Polish nobles that fight for under the influence of Sweden. We had the Ruthenian rebels and the Ottoman shadows, and we had some gruesome battles over there, and unfortunately the Polish loyalists were eliminated, but one of those players is backing the Swedish claimants today. And the Ruthenian rebels and the Ottoman shadows have actually formed an alliance, and we'll be fighting today against what it seems to be a very powerful faction in any regard, has the good number of players, and also they have the flag advantage. So um, we have, so on the Swedish claimant side, so we have Tau, we have Eve, we have Oak, we have the British Turk, we have Info and Ezekiel, a very powerful lineup. And on the Ottoman and the rebel side, although it is an alliance, we don't have too many players, so it's going to be me, Piper, and Subu. And Since it's 3 versus 6, all three of us will fight twice, but obviously at the cost of flags, right? Because it wouldn't be fair to have a player cloning himself in such an event. So we have some flag penalties, which means that we're starting with a little bit of a deficit. The Swedish side has 55 flags throughout the 6 matches, and we, the Alliance, have 42. But there is one thing that can improve here. If Subu wins his matches, he can add, every time he wins, he can add a +3 to the pool of flags. So that is his faction perk. At the same time, the Swedish claimants have already activated their own perks. They use an army composed almost entirely of mercenaries, with the exception of Laszlo, who actually has 10 flags after basically winning story-wise and gameplay-wise the last event. So he's a little bit of a hero for them. And what we're going to do, we're going to play in a system of attack and defense. Unless one faction is completely wiped from the regular matches, we're going to go to a last stand in order to play the remaining flags. And if one faction wins both matches, then they are the winner, and we're going to find out the ending. If it's 1-1, we're going to go into another match, so it's going to be a tie-break set of matches. What is actually the most interesting thing about what's going to happen is that we have endings, because what we're doing right now, we're basically recreating or creating a story, and the story will unfold according to what happens in these games. And whatever happens today, we're gonna have some surprises at the end of the fights, and we're gonna have an ending, which will crown one of the characters, so not one of the players, but one of the characters, as the new Hetman of Ruthenia. So basically, the ruler of this region. So stay tuned, fight hard, and you're gonna find out how the story unfolds depending on who wins today. And there are going to be a couple of twists, so it's definitely going to be very interesting. Now, we have started a little bit earlier today. We started a little bit earlier today at the 7:30 local time here, usually 30 minutes before our regular time. It's because this role-playing event should not take too long. It's quite likely that it will take maybe a little bit over an hour or 1 hour and a half, depends on how it unfolds. And after that, I want to throw a ranked tournament. So hopefully, we're gonna have time for that as well. Last time we didn't, but we also had a lot more matches than we're gonna have today. And yeah, so we're also going to crown a first sword, or Eve will defend his first sword title today in the next event. Yeah, estás grillado? Ro? Du-te și pune niște gheață. Okay, so yeah, let's start with the first fight. It's going to be Tao, and he will be facing Subu. Oh, Subu is already here. Let's welcome him. How are you, Subu?
Hello. Doing great.
Yeah, ready for a lot of fighting?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's gonna be, at least for me, you and Piper, is definitely going to be a lot of fighting, because we're gonna be fighting twice in each match. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of activity, and also considering that a lot of these fights are going to have more flags than usual, it's gonna be a lot of fighting. So yeah, let's get down to business. So as I said, the first match is Tao, and he is facing Subu, and Tao has 9 flags, so he's using Isabella, and Subu has 7 flags and using Barabash. I think it's a pretty even matchup in terms of characters and experience with the characters.
Mm-hmm.
But for us, it's going to be. We also have something else in mind, which is trying to get a good difference as well whenever we're winning a match, because we need to cut down 13 flags, or at least cut it down to a difference that could be overcome in the last stand match.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how that goes. 6 matches are still a lot, so anything can happen. Just one win of, I don't know, 9-2 or something like that would turn the tides a lot. Oh, there's Tal.
Beautiful.
Here we go. So as I quickly announced, we're gonna be fighting on the hut map. I don't know if it's still called like, I still call these maps, I call them names, but I'm not sure if that's the actual name of the map. It's one with the house.
You're on the left, Tal.
Yeah. Here we go. Very interesting skin decision. That's usually what Luck uses. Where's the hut? Oh, there it is. Yeah, so as I said, Tao has 9 flags and Subu has 7. So how does that work? If Tao scores 7 flags, he wins the match. If Subu scores 9, then he wins the match. I really like this map, and the new. It was a little bit of an update if you don't notice it. It looks a little bit different, the colors and everything. And I find it double. And I find it quite suitable and immersive for this type of event. I remember using it a lot for the luge as well. Tao with the thrust. Cancels the thrust into a retreat attack. That's very nice. Very smart. That's what... oh, beautiful cut to the leg there. That's what Tao is very good at. He's good at throwing retreat attacks and catching you in. Subu scored the first one. Another thrust there. Goes low again, double. Thrust there from Tao. Subu knows this matchup really well, and I think Barabash definitely has the tools to defend well against Isabella. There aren't too many openings that Isabella can exploit against Bara, so you have to rely mostly on conventional playing, which is, you know, trying to... Oh, there it is. Trying to get somebody like fainting, whipping. There you go. A nice quick counter. 2-1. Double. I haven't seen Tao using Zera recently. I wonder if he's still playing him. I mean, Isabella has always also been one of his mains. 3-2 now for Subu. But he was more of a Zera main. Oh, nice forward cut there by Subu. 4-2. It takes control here. And as I said, it's quite important for our faction to get wins here. Because winning these matches also grants a good flag difference. Oh, nice thrust, but Tao does not follow up. Maybe he was surprised that it landed. A nice chop again. 5-2. Another double. Subu tries to go low again, and a nice counter, 6-2. And the reminder that Subu actually took down the whole Polish faction on his own last time. Subu needs 3 more flags here. He gets the first one. 3 more flags in order to win this one. And if he wins, he is going to help his team even more because we're going to get 3 extra flags in the pool. Flags that can be used in the last stand. Oh, beautiful cut. 9-2. That is an amazing win there from Subu. Amazing win.
GG, Tao.
Yeah, GG. GG, that was great. So 9.
Thanks.
That means 44. So now it's down to 44 versus 40, but since you got the 3 flags bonus, it's 44 versus 43. So you manage just in one fight to make this even. So
Beautiful.
yeah, that's an amazing win. Amazing win. Right. Let's move on to the next fight. Hopefully we can keep it going like that. Where's the role-playing event? Oh, Ezekiel now versus me. 9 versus 10. So this fight is gonna go for a little bit. I don't know how to approach Marta with Hassan, but I think this is the first time when we're gonna see that, and Ezekiel is not exactly the Marta you like to face first.
Yeah, he's definitely a top tier player. And Marta's a lot stronger than she used to be, so it's not a simple matter of just long guarding and moving forward and cutting her. Definitely gotta put some thought into it.
Yeah. We'll try at least. I'll try at least not to ruin what you managed to achieve,
Yeah, I believe in you.
because that would be a shame.
Mm-hmm.
And after this fight, we're gonna have Eve versus Piper. Come on, Ezekiel. Here it is. Alright, Ezekiel's taking left side, and we are taking the right side. I don't know if you noticed, but we have a special, a new special crest
Mm-hmm.
and a new color for the alliance. It's orange.
Yeah, I really like it. Nice contrast to our opponents who are blue too.
Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, this is a matchup I'm not super familiar with either, but that was a nice lunge from Venator. Yeah, that's one of his best weapons in a lot of matchups, and it's the type of thing you can throw at any time and just sort of switch up the tempo, go for that deep attack to the hand, and for some characters, their body's exposed.
Yeah.
So,
At the same time, I don't think Ezekiel has played against Hassan, so I think it's kind of a first for him too.
yeah, it might have caught him off guard. So I think for a lot of sabers, belly lunging against a rapier is not a good idea, but Hassan does it from just high enough to potentially hit the hand. That was a good stab though from Ezekiel. I haven't really like tested it, but I feel like for most sabers, like Barabash included, if you just belly lunge randomly, the rapier can just stab you in the face. Ooh, kind of like that. This
Yeah,
time
the
Ezekiel
thing
was
is,
ready.
the thing is, Hassan can actually do that from long guard, which
Mm-hmm.
is a little less telegraphed than a regular lunge.
Yeah, you can shield yourself a bit, at least from stabs. But I think Ezekiel is doing a great job of fending Venator off so far. Not overextending too much, catching him on the way in. Oh, nice. Ezekiel, I think, sidestepped a bit too much, at least to block that attack. Beautiful. That sidestep cut is one of my favorite moves from Hassan. I was playing with him a little bit in survival. I still don't feel super competitive with him in a multiplayer sense, but I do like a lot of the tools that he does have. The question is just if I like him more than Barra or not. That was good counter thrust from Ezekiel. Because he definitely is a different sort of character from Barra. But he does have some characteristics that are similar. Just in the sense that he can go on the offensive and apply a lot of pressure. The way he does it, though, is completely different. Deep lunge again. So far, 1 for 1. Which, considering how worried Venator was about this matchup, I'm sure he's happy with. He'd obviously prefer, you know, a big difference in his favor if possible, but there we go. He's ahead now. Oh. Looked like he tried to long guard it there, but he might have broke it just as the thrust came in. That was a good lunge, though. Good dashing from Venator, going for a trick shot, which sometimes does beat the blade, but Ezekiel is ready. Nice upcut hitting the hand. Yeah, Hassan seems to, if you set it up just right, he seems to at least do a good job of striking her left quadrant and hitting the hand, and sometimes the body. So that's been helping Venator out. Big cut there. It goes in. That's probably what you need to do with Hassan as well if you're very close. Yeah.
That's it. 9-5, but it's not a job. And yeah, we got a very good start here. I actually did a lot better than I expected. Probably that mindset actually helped a little bit because it tends to make you focus when you know that it's gonna be difficult. So we lost 5 flags. That means 38, and they lost 9, which means wait. So the first, no, they had, so the first one they had 55. So they got to 46 actually. Now I realized nobody saw it. 46 minus 9, that is 37. $37 versus 38. So we actually took advantage only after 2 fights. We'll see what happens in the next because we're gonna have the team captain Eve facing his British fellow in Piper. Team versus team. Yeah, it's team versus team battle. It's a role-playing event. We're pretending to be 17th century warriors. Nerds. I know. It's all good. I'm not sure. I think probably Mountain Blade players are also getting as nerdy as we do with these.
Yeah, well, especially if you know that Fire and Sword game. If you ever played that at all, it's basically this.
Yeah.
Same factions and everything.
Yeah, Fire and Sword is actually a very good, was it a DLC? No, it was a game all together. Yeah, it was a game.
Yeah, exactly.
Even Piper. By the way, I actually modded that game. I took some animations from other mods in Mountain Blade, and I actually modded all the combat animations to be more 17th century like. So the two-handed swords have Hema, like German style, and sabers have these cross-cutting animations. I got them from different mods. I have a little bit of an experience with modding Mountain Blade.
Yeah, that's still cool because Mountain Blade, I mean, most of the animations in that game are simple, and that's not to dig at the combat system. It's still a really good combat system, but it is cool sometimes to mess with the animations.
Yeah. Here we go. So we got Eve fighting Piper. And Eve has 9 flags and he's using Kalkstein versus Piper who has 7 flags and he's using Alexander. I think Kalkstein versus Alexander can be a very interesting fight, and especially the way these two fight. Piper taking right, yeah. Because Kalkstein would like to keep Alexander to distance and piece him apart, but that's exactly what Piper does not do. He doesn't want to keep distance. He wants to get in your face and make it ugly.
Yeah.
So we'll see who's
big contrast of styles.
Yeah.
And characters, in fact.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That the characters also emphasize the way they fight. Nice push there from me.
Yeah. Stab to the face. That's one of his bread and butter moves. Calc, that is. Any good Calc player has that in the muscle memory. Oh,
nice.
to the face. You don't see that very much. But that was the perfect time to use that.
Oh, nice.
Wow, cut to the head into a stab. But the stab was completely unnecessary. Still, against somebody coming towards you like that, you want to get as many hits in as you can. So
Oh,
Eve was right to be throwing that stab. Nice.
Eve overthrew a little bit there, got tired, and Piper took advantage.
Viper ready with long
Nice.
guard. Not. Ooh, nice. Just walking up and stabbing. Yeah, that was a cool one.
Nice push there from Eve. Oak said it yesterday, and I'm actually seeing it. I've seen it from Oak as well. Oh, nice counter there. That Kalk actually has a pretty good push and a pretty good follow-up as well. I mean, the follow-up is really fast,
hmm
and it's kind of hard to. Oh, don't
No,
jump.
don't jump.
Yeah, no worries. We're just having fun. Just do you, man. 5-3.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a running joke, but I always tell Piper, like, at the end of the
Nice.
day, do what
Goes to the
works.
leg.
Because sometimes when he goes ham, like, even the best of the best lose by a huge margin. So,
Oh, gets countered again. Yeah, Piper utilized that leg strategy in the first event as well. Oh, his
ooh,
signature head bob. I think Kalka could be susceptible to leg strikes.
yeah. Eve's reaction was just really
Oh,
good
goes
there. It
low.
turned up.
Nice
Oh,
push. 6-5.
close.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
but to the
beautiful.
face.
Oh, and that's it. And that's it. Eve scored the 7th flag, and the fight is over. But it was still very close. It was still a very close fight. And we are at 31. And the Swedish side at 32. So it's still a very, very close fight after the first 3 encounters. All right, let's see what's the next fight. Oh, next fight is going to be Info versus Subu, but this time the difference is higher. So we have 9 flags versus 5. So Subu's fighting again. And Subu can do something again extraordinary here. If he wins this one, not only it's going to be a pretty good flag difference, but at the same time he will grant our team another 3 flags, activating the perk of the faction. But that will happen only if Subu manages to score 9 flags against Info here, which honestly I don't see it impossible, because Info is going to use Marie and Subu is going to use Barabash, and it's well known that Marie struggles a lot with Barabash. Here we go. I'm gonna start the fight here and then quickly go because I ordered something, and it's
No
coming in.
problem.
Yeah, it's coming in 1 minute. I'm just gonna go get it and come back. Hopefully, when I'm back, I'm gonna see a nice score for Subu there. Info on the left and Subu on the right. Oh, yeah. Wait. Info on his keyboard. Gave you keyboard info.
Okay, I should be in.
Something's happening, I guess.
Yeah.
Alright, we're good to go. Alright, I'll be right back.
Okay, good luck, info.
back. Looks like Subu has a good advantage here. 5-1. As I said, this is a pretty tough matchup for Marie. Oh, nice one to the face there. 5-2. Still, Info is closer to the win than Subu is. Subu needs 9. Oh, he guessed the point here. Subu needs 9 and Info needs 5. Now actually they're even when it comes to a distance to the win. Subu needs 3. Oh, the chop again, but Info with a very good timed thrust there. Guessed the flag. 6-3. Oh, and again another triangle. 6-4. And Info needs only one more to win this fight. Even though the flags are in Subu's favor. 7-4 now. A good chop. It's because the Info has the numbers advantage. So a win is still a win. And more importantly, will prevent Subu from activating another 3 flags for the team. Oh, nice chop. Goes through the guard there. I think through the weak. And again, another one. 8-4, and we're down to the last flag. Down to the last flag. Triangle. Chop there from Subu. Very tense. Double lunge. Thrust. Subu evades it. Veteran move there. Triangle. Oh, missed the chop there. That's one of the Info's tricks, actually, doing the triangle and then you miss the, and then tries to grab you, but Subu blocked the grab. Very tense flag. Oh, Info almost got the flag there. That's what happens usually when you get to the last flag and it's very tense, and then suddenly it gets to a double. Again, the chop misses, and Info manages to land the thrust. It is what it is.
GG.
Yeah. It's one of Info's
Yeah, I'm not sure how it
tricks,
missed,
actually.
but that's all good. GG.
It's actually one of Info's tricks. A lot of attacks actually miss the... I'm not sure if that's intended or not, but it's been in the game for some time. Maybe a regular cut would have done the job there. But anyway.
Yeah, maybe.
Info managed to do something very important here, which was stopping Subu from activating the 3 flags perk, but Subu still managed to get a decisive flag difference, 8-5. And we actually have the advantage right now. We have 2 flags ahead of the Swedish faction, so it's 26 versus 24.
Mm.
Next fight is Oak versus me. I even forgot about Oak. This might go really bad because Oak has been beating my Hassan every time. So maybe I can try to keep it so we don't lose our advantage. 10 versus 8 here, and after that we're going to have the British Turk versus Piper in the last fight. Here's Oak. Here we go.
It is what it is, and Phil Marie is just a weak character. It's not just Bara, it's just she's pretty low tier right now. You still did well, considering. It's not about one move or whatever, it's just Bara is way stronger than Marie. But you set up some good counters to it. I probably should have still used something different at some point there, but yeah. Good luck to Venator in the chat. That's not something you see often, but
It's a new guy. He
319.
doesn't know
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
Nobody
No, we
supports new
appreciate
guy.
it though. Helps that Oak is playing the Chad probably too, as far as the general public.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just has that charisma. But I get it. Oh, double again, actually. Wow.
Él no sabe.
Going low. Yeah, they have a similar idea there, trying to go for that side of the body. Stab attempt from Venator doesn't quite pay off, but it was a good try. There's a specific distance I think you need to be at, and Oak is moving a lot. It's very hard to judge, but it's still good to have that in your back pocket. Oh, hits the hand.
Yo, he did a leg void there and got
Yeah.
hit. Maybe Oak tried to do something before that. I don't know how that happened. Nice. Oh yeah, he did a leg void. I just watched it on my phone now. On
Yeah.
a high attack. Yeah, Kubo needs to fix
Yeah.
the leg voids. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, the stomp.
Yeah, I find it surprisingly effective.
Yeah.
Because it has a slow wind up, but the release is actually quite fast. Catches people off guard.
Yeah. Oh, catching Venator again. Yeah, leg voids should just happen like right when the attack happens and no other time. I think that would be a key fix. Fixing the distance that it happens at. Stuff like that. Delayed leg void? Yeah, exactly. I wish that was fixed. Should be a pretty simple fix, I would think, too, but it's been there for a while. Retreat Y. Yeah, and a full second is actually a lot of time if you think about it. With how fast these fights can go. I'm pretty sure I've seen it more than a second, too. But even then, that's not acceptable. A second is quite a bit of time. Good exchange here. Venator's very much on the back foot, though, and Oak is sensing that. There's that tired swing, which isn't particularly good for Hassan. But Venator, I don't even think he realized he was too tired. He was just under a lot of pressure and had to respond with something. And it happens to the best of us. You get caught in that tired swing, and there's no way to cancel it. Good sidestep. Venator's going to be hoping to score some flags here at least. He's an elite player, so anything's possible, but we all know he doesn't like this matchup, and Oak is a beast in his own right.
Yeah, I don't see many openings, unfortunately.
Yeah. And I think it's that movement is the biggest reason. Hassan just doesn't match that movement speed. Nice hit from Oak.
Yeah, he's usually getting caught while swinging. I mean, he's getting beaten to a punch.
Yep.
And Oak is very
Yeah.
good at doing that.
Yeah, he can do that against a lot of people, so it's bad enough fighting him at all, but then you've got the characters, and it's not over yet, though.
Oh, I think no. I think it was. It
Oh,
was.
is it?
Oh
Okay.
yes, it was actually over at 8-2. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah, 8-2. Yeah, I'm really sorry. I couldn't do a little bit better.
It's
But
all good. You did your best.
yeah, it's at least from my perspective, is a pretty bad match. Maybe somebody else could do a little bit better with him, but
Hmm.
the way I play and this particular matchup is probably not working well.
Yeah.
Um, 8-2. So that is um, so we got 18 and they have 22. Yeah. So 4 flags difference now in favor of the Swedish. And now we got the last match of the regular um, regular sets, and we got the British Turk. And let me see. I'm gonna say B Turk versus Piper. It's also a 9 versus 5 match.
Hmm.
Here we go.
Oak carrying. Yeah, Oak's doing really well for the Swedes. And honestly, Oak can beat someone that badly even under the best conditions. So I think it's also just that Oak is on his A game. He's truly an elite player. He's got to be in the conversation for like the top three. So
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And we have also fought a couple of times already, even in the Saber one, so he knows exactly what to use and use it perfectly. Now let's see the British Turk using Marie, another Marie on the Swedish side, and Piper just going for it, getting hit again,
I love.
jumping.
Ooh, I love his name considering he's fighting an Ottoman right now too. It's like he's defected.
Oh,
Which is
punch.
kind of fitting. He plays
Piper
a
gets it.
spy too. Nice.
First one for Piper.
Yeah, that's what Piper needs to make this fight messy.
1-1.
If it's clean, it's probably Marie getting the point.
Double.
Wide.
Oh,
Oh, it keeps going though. Nice.
the fact that he touched the guard there allowed him to throw a quick attack after. He managed to actually bypass
Yeah,
the guard. Oh, nice.
nice.
That's actually a pretty underrated move from Alexander. The long
Yeah,
guard, and it works against Marie.
yeah. He's. Oh, nice. Good cut. Perfect spacing for that too. Like that was almost max range. Not quite, but
4-1.
really good.
Goes
Goes
low.
low. Nice.
Very good pressure here and very good precision here for Piper.
Oh, stab.
Oh, nice. 5-2. Piper still needs 4 here. Turk needs 3. So still Turk is in disadvantage. Well, not anymore.
Ooh. Yeah, Piper's hand protection set the rapier aside just a little bit as he came down for that
Oh,
cut. Leg cuts there. Turk often relies on those a lot. Oh,
it goes
Piper
for the
did a
double lunge.
yeah, and Piper did a startup of some cut. Probably the down forward Y. That one, yeah.
Again. Oh,
That just leaves you wide open.
oh.
Piper. Oh god, he goes for a grab. I don't think that was the best idea, but it was a good try. If it worked, it would have been amazing.
6-4. Turk needs only 1 more.
Oh, 2 stabs. That's not. Oh,
Oh, and that's it. And
yeah.
that's it. That was a very good comeback there from Turk. 6-5 is the final score for Piper. And we have 12 left. And the Swedish side. No, we have 13 left. And the Swedish side has 22 minus 6. That is 14? No. 16. Sorry, I was thinking about something else. 16 versus 13. All right, so we're gonna do a single match. It's going to be a long one, but let's do a single final stand match. I think this is winnable. Subu, I think you should go for us because you've done great. So I think
Okay.
you should play for us in the last stand. And from the Swedish side, I need to ask Eve. But I think we've done more than enough though. They had a 13 flag advantage, which was reduced to 3. So it's gonna be Oak. It was actually quite expected.
Yeah, it had to be someone elite like him.
Here we go. Oak versus Subu. 16 versus 13. Let me quickly change the number of flags. It's gonna be a long fight, but is what it is. We
Hey,
need
good luck, Oak.
Is he? No. Here we go. You can treat it as a HEMA fight if you want. Good luck. We could have done better. We could have done worse. It's definitely a good result here to be just 3 flags behind. And to be honest, it only depends on this fight and the form that these two players are in. Immediately we're gonna start the second. Oh, nice side step. The second match, which will be exactly with the same number of flags, 55 to 42 for the Swedish. Two now. Oh, nice one to the leg. 2-1. Both fighters are being very active. Oh, nice lunge there from Oak. They're being very active because they know 16 flags or 13 flags. It's actually a lot for a sharp fight. And they want to make sure that they're going to be fresh for the next fights. Oak gets another good flag there. 3-2. Nice cut there from Subu double. Oh, goes low. Goes for a side step in me. That was a really good decision from Subu. 3-3. Oh, that's one of Oak's best moves. The side step into the forward X. Catches a lot of people with it. And a lot of moves are usually defeated by that. 4-3. Subu managed to employ the side step. Goes for a snap cut. Oak is hurt. Subu's being patient. And he gets the flag. 5-3. Just one flag behind here for the Alliance. Oh, nice counter there from Oak. Perfect range. 5-4. Oh, tried the trick shot there. 5-5. Oh, the thrust went in, and it gave Oak a significant time there to follow up with the forward cut. Oh, two-piece combo there, and I think Oak probably tried to counter too soon, and the second attack hit him. 6-6. Double. It's going pretty fast, though. This is shaping up to be an epic fight. Oh, nice cut there from Subu. 7-6. Oh, caught him again on the forward X move. That is one of Oak's most reliable attacks. Subu again, very precise. 8-6. I have to say Subu has turned into a very good Barabash player. He used him from, I mean, he used him every now and then in some tournaments, but in the past months, I believe he has completely made him his main. And it shows. 8-6. Oh, nice counter. 9-6, and at this point... Oh, beautiful. Well, not anymore. I was about to say that they have the same, they need to score the same number of flags. Oh, nice counter again. 6 flags each for the win. Subu tried a snap cut there, but the Oak punished it pretty fast. 10-8. Double. Oh, nice sidestep there. 11-8. This might go down to the last flag. Subu has a 3 flag advantage, but the Swedish side also has a 3 flag advantage, and Oak was actually a significant contributor to that. Oh, missed there, punched. I'm not sure if he wanted to punch, but it is what it is. 11-9. Oak is still very sharp. Oh, and again catches him with the side step B there. Catches the arm. Oak needs 3 more. Nice cut there from Subu. Subu needs 4. Oh, nice snap cut. 13-10. 3 flags left for each to win. again, probably an unintended attack there from Oak. Sidestep attempt. Oak goes low. Oak very ready to fire that back Y. And it's a double. Tried a cut to catch Oak in, but Oak with a nice counter from close range. 11 points here for Oak. 13, 12 points here for Oak, and Oak needs only one more to secure it for his faction. And Subu might die on his shield here, unless... Oh, and that's it. 13 to 13, epic fight. Congratulations. Congratulations. And this was very, very close, because also remember the fight between Subu and Info. Had Subu won that last flag when he had that chop, could have had 3 flags more, so it would have been even closer. So this one was great. So the Swedish side wins the first one. Subu with an amazing performance. As I said, went down on his shield for this one. Subu, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, GG. That was an incredible fight. Oak's definitely a worthy opponent. I'm happy I at least was even as far as flags. Obviously, we lost, right? But I'm still happy with that. At least I didn't lose by a bunch of flags or something like that. I put up a good fight and had fun the whole time. So
Yeah.
GG Oak. That
And
was
many
great.
times you were actually even 3 flags ahead, which showed you that it is possible. You know, it is possible to actually get it. Just Oak managed to be a little bit sharper in the end. But it ended 13 to 13, which was great. Can we still win overall? Yeah, we have to win this one. 42 versus 45 now, so we're now on the attack. And the first fight is actually Piper versus Tao. Piper is going to use Isabella, and Piper is going to use Alexander. Let me quickly change the colors here. By the way, I was also thinking to do like a third, if we win this one, to do like a third match, but we're probably going to do just like a tiebreak match, just so we won't waste too much time. Because I also want to do that, as I said, that ranked tournament after, so it needs to be at a decent time. And yeah. Good. So Piper versus Tao, as I said.
Such a heart stopper this fight was, Info said. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we had to be 100% engaged the whole time.
Piper will have 7 flags and Tao will have 9. Again, we're at 13 flags difference. Let's see how it goes. Here's Piper. Info says the matchup is so boring with the long guard choke. Unfortunately, that's kind of the reality of fighting rapiers, because there's a very effective way of fighting them, or at least Marie. There's a very effective way of fighting Marie, but if you're trying to fight a different fight from that, you're most likely going to lose because you can't really sidestep. There aren't too many things that you can do well against Marie apart from just long guarding and getting close. And that's why some people do not really prefer, fighting. Oh, did I quit? What the hell? Sorry, guys.
It's okay. I've done that before too.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Press the thing.
Yeah, especially if you're like clicked away in OBS and you're doing something else. I found your cursor moves, and then sometimes it's not where you think it is, and then
Yeah.
you end up quitting.
Yeah. So Alexander versus Isabella here. I think this fight can be quite interesting. Piper needs to again try to make it ugly because Isabella's game is obviously precision, and she definitely has also the range and the power
Yeah.
to keep. Oh, let me also switch the. So Eastern Alliance versus. Honestly, I'm happy. Even though we lost the first one, I'm happy with the performance because it was shaping up to be a wash, considering the number of players and also the number of flags between us.
Yeah.
So I thought that it's gonna be pretty bad.
Yeah, but we stood our ground and we'll continue to do so. Piper ready to go already. Sidestep, that is a good move in this matchup.
Nice.
Oh, the stab to the hand. Nice from Tao.
Yeah. So Tao needs to score 7 here. Piper needs to score 9. Oh, the flourish. Is that what we
yeah,
call
that,
it? I don't know. Nice.
I called it like the whirlwind and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's a very
But
good...
there are some new moves I don't have a name for.
Nice.
Well, we call them new. They're not new anymore. It's been like 2 years, but you know.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Caught him with the thrust and then with the follow-up. I've seen Tao using that... I can't remember what the name for it is. It's thrown from the long guard with the B, and you have to sidestep. Basically, it gets the sword up, and then like the baseball bat thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that he uses it a lot. It's actually quite effective against. Oh, jumped and scored. Probably Tao wanted to do something there and got caught.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. Nice.
5-3.
Yeah, Alex definitely in this matchup is looking to find angles up close. That's his advantage over Isabella, I would say. Just the ability to pressure and get angles that Isabella really struggles to block, but
nice
she
one.
can
Again,
shut
the
him
same,
down.
Baseball bat move. 7-3, and the fight is actually over. 52-35. So a solid advantage here now for the Swedish side. Let's see the next fight. Next is Subu versus Ezekiel, 7 versus 9. Again, Subu is going to fall on you to work a miracle here. Because with the good win, we also get the 3 points bonus. might make the situation a little bit more acceptable. By the way, for those who are watching and want to compete, we also have a ranked tournament that is going to happen after this. We got 8 people already in there. If you want to compete, oh, Luck is going to compete as well. That's nice. Wiggly is has joined as well. That's cool. And we're definitely going to need Eve in there as well, because he is the first sword and he needs to defend. There's Ezekiel. Yeah, and hopefully we can you know, get this done at maybe in less than an hour, so we can start at a decent time. Good. So here we go. You versus Ezekiel. You have 7 and Ezekiel has 9. Going the grunt.
Yep.
Yeah. Careful throwing 2 chops there, beating the blade. Ezekiel is also very careful with when it comes to blade beating. Oh, nice forward motion there from Subu, and it gets the first flag. Oh, swinging his sword there, getting the second flag. And again, a good chop. Catches Ezekiel. 3. Subu might again turn the score around with a great performance. 4-0. Oh, nice push there from Ezekiel. Gets his first flag. And I think that was a very smart choice. Like, went for something that usually works. Again, chops after chops, beats after beats. Subu's going in with pressure. Nice. Gets caught there. Ezekiel is very good at finishing flags where he gets a hit in, and that's pretty big for a rapier, because that is mostly Rapier's problem. The problems that Rapiers face, which is they can't really finish after hitting, unless there's like a very specific circumstance. But Ezekiel is very good at doing just that. Like, he lands a hit on you and then he capitalizes, just like with a regular character. Oh, nice blade beat and then follow up by a dash. Landed a hit in, but Subu is still alive, and he does it again and scores 5-4. The fight got a lot closer, and again beats the blade. Nice one to the face. 5-5. Ezekiel's comeback here. Probably warmed up a little bit after a good start from Subu. And a nice one to the face. 6-5, and Ezekiel might actually win this fight here if he scores another one. Tries to finish it. Oh, and that's it. 7-5. A great comeback there from Ezekiel. And it's looking worse for us here. 48 to 28. 20 flags difference at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Subu tried his best there. He had a very good start, but Ezekiel managed to come back. Here we go. Next fight is going to be me versus Eve. Hassan versus Kalk. Again, another matchup that I'm not very aware of. Hope it's gonna go well.
Yeah. It's definitely up to you to hopefully get some flags back at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, we still have 4 fights left, so it's still doable. We just need to
Yeah.
get some wins here. If not, then not. No problem.
Yeah, it's just how it is.
No problem.
It's what we signed up for.
Yeah, and that's one of the things of the format itself, which is having people and getting a good number of like a sum of flags is also about, you know, trying to recruit people. It was never about balance in terms of numbers. It was always about like how many people can you get on board, how can you use the perks that you have. So the strategy part.
Nice. That's definitely what Venator's going to be looking to do. Find a way to close in, use his superior cut speed to overwhelm Calc's defense. Oh, he was okay. Eve kind of recovered there, it looked
Yeah.
like, but he did a slow cut. I think he was panicking a bit. Anybody would in that situation. Calc tired is a terrible situation to be in. Push, beautiful. I think he managed to nick the hand just barely with that push. His push has very deceptive range. It's a risk because you can push into a back X or something if you're not careful, but it was really good timing. Oh, but the stab. Yeah. Even the best of characters can fall victim to that from Calc. He's a very versatile character in that way. Oh, he doubles it up. Yeah, I've seen that from, I think, Oak as well. Sort of, oh, the back X. That's a dangerous one. Come on, Eevee, make Calc great again, Racer says. Glad to see you in the chat, Racer. I love that that's become Eve's nickname, too. Eevee. That's a double. Dashing in. That was the... Oh, I think that was Guard Crusher, and
Yeah.
it did its job, it was just too far, I think. But it's tough to say. That one's a hard one to range properly, I'm sure. Nice, takes the hand. Eve might have been starting something.
Yeah, most likely.
Because otherwise that basket tends to stop. Hits to the hand. Again, very well placed cut, actually, because if Eve does anything besides blocking, that hand is at risk. Oh, goes for a push of his own, but Venator is ready. Flicking the long guard, and actually with Hassan, that is a very good idea. Because your opponent is kept guessing about what it is you're trying to do. Feints from Eve. Stab there. Also, the long guard protects you from thrusts, and if you're far enough away, the cuts won't land, so it's a very safe position against Calc, used correctly. 5 to 5. Venator doing well, but this is a matchup he's a little unfamiliar with. So Eve is managing to stay in it. There's definitely a path forward for Hassan. I'm seeing some ways now that Hassan can win, but Eve is not the type of guy to take risks that he doesn't need to. Oh, to the throat. Up into the chin. That was nasty. Stopped him right in his tracks there. Kick from Calc. He's done some Muay Thai lessons as well. Learned some of them from Marta, because she has quite a mean roundhouse kick. But that was a more of a front kick type thing. Both went for a push and missed, but that gave Venator the advantage. Big cuts from Eve. They're really preemptive attacks is what they are. Trying to see how the opponent responds, maybe catch the opponent if they overextend. Nice, and Eve nearly got it there. Calc just a touch too slow. Yeah, definitely. Because Hassan plays very differently from other characters, so as Piet says, it actually is very impressive that he's playing him at such a competitive level. And this matchup specifically seems to go better for Hassan than Laszlo. It's more 50-50, so that might be helping him out as well. Eve obviously has some unfamiliarity with this too, but it still, I think, is in particular a good feat for Venator to be hanging in there against an advanced player like Eve. That was a push, that looks like. Wow. I briefly looked at my phone, but that looked like a push or something. The force wasn't strong enough for both of them when they pushed. Yeah, Racer says. Yeah, it was kind of funny. And because of how the force works in Star Wars, like there's a thing called a force wall, where if you're a strong enough like force user, you can block a force push casually. I could see. I don't think I've seen it ever before in like movies or anything, but there could be a situation where they both force push and nothing happens because of that. It happens in Jedi Academy, actually. That's a game where that can happen. I won't nerd out about the magic system of Star Wars, though, because
GG.
we should focus on this fight here. Nice.
Very tough.
Sidestep.
Tough fight. I think Calc can definitely prove. Because Hassan essentially has a similar weakness to all the characters that usually guard high. Although he switches his guard low on certain attacks. So a character that usually goes to the body is quite difficult to. But he's not. Calc is not as fast as Laszlo, and his footwork is also not as fast, so he can get caught with certain attacks a little bit easier. 9 to 6 was that. So 39, 22. We're still 17 points behind, but we still have a couple of fights to go. All right, GG. GG, thank you, Racer. Welcome to the chat. Okay, so I'm actually fighting again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fighting Info. This time it's going to be 8 versus 9 because I have the 2 flag penalty. It's going to be Hassan versus Marie. I think this is a matchup where Hassan can do a little bit better, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's pretty tall and he strikes pretty fast. A lot of strikes to the head. But we'll see.
Yeah.
I do not underestimate Info in any circumstance.
Yeah, Info has a way of bringing a flag back out of nowhere with some grab or some duck or who knows what. So, yeah, definitely should take her seriously.
I'm on the left, Info is on the right. Hassan versus Marie.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you. And after that, I think it's you versus Oak again. Yeah.
Nice. Well, nice as far as fun, maybe not so nice as far as strategy, but we'll see.
Yeah.
The audience will love it, though. Good stab from Info already. As far as Piet was talking about Forest Push in episode 3, yeah, it did between Anakin and Obi-Wan. But they were both sent flying in that case. But yeah, that's definitely happened that way before. But not where like 2 guys force pushed and nothing happened. But I guess that wouldn't be very good cinema, I suppose. Unless there was a comedy type thing. Unless you like added tension to it somehow, like some anime style clash. Okay. I don't know.
The triangle trick does not work with the low lunge because it goes low.
Yeah. Going in with guts. Info on the oh my gosh. Info staying cool though. Wow. Yeah. Honestly, hats off to Info for that one. That it was so easy there, I think, at any point to crack under pressure. Yeah. I don't blame Venator for trying though. Sometimes that literally works. You just beat the rapier down.
Yeah, maybe I should have just switched you know, to a side step or something at one point. I would just go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, this time.
There it is. Yeah, you might have been a touch closer that time. Hard to say. A slash to the belly, which didn't do much, but that stab probably did a bit more, at least. So Venator really gonna have to be careful about taking another hit. Nice sidestep. It looks like he switched it up this time. Coolest looking spam ever. Yeah. That's what he does. He flows between cuts really fast. That's one of his niches in the game. He doesn't have actually a whole lot of combos, but he does have some unique moves. A lot of the combos are player made because he has the attack linking perk, and he makes really good use of it. Trick shot there. I thought there was a good time to try it actually, but okay, he gets the flag regardless.
Move, to be honest.
Yeah.
I noticed that even in very good situation, it still misses or. Yeah, maybe Kubol will give him something else because that move is already. I mean, it was Geddy's first. Now Jacek has exactly the same move. Oh, nice. So maybe you'll give him something else.
Maybe. Yeah, that stab goes pretty high. I wonder if it is a good move in this matchup. And if it's like Alex's, it probably opens them up to getting stabbed if you're not careful. Nice. Yeah, that one... Even against Marta, that was pretty good.
Yeah, it works against rapiers precisely because of that, because it's a long guard move, so you can fire it.
Yeah.
immediately. It doesn't have the same telegraph as the other moves.
Yeah. Oh.
Nice.
Info seems a bit more confident this time, which makes sense. Good retreat stabs. Keeping distance this time, which is a very good idea of Marie. Triangle there. Good try from Info. Sometimes with the triangle you can do crazy stuff like stab the hand as the saber's coming down. Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, he is a cool character. Just not everyone's cup of tea, I don't think, but he definitely is unique. Nice. Crisscross. But that's a good thing. You don't want a character to be like everybody's cup of tea no matter what, because that means something's wrong, I think, with the balancing, if that's the case.
Yeah, so I need one more. Info needs 2 to win this. It was a close fight.
Oak agrees as well. Yeah. Now the tension's high. Good attempt at a leg cut there from Info, but Venator is ready. There's that little double lunge, but it gets beat just in time.
GG. GG, close fight. Managed to get a couple of flags here in these 2 fights that I had, but not nearly enough for a comeback. But we're still, as I said, we still have some fights left. So we lost 6 and scored 9. So we are at 16. Here we go. Next fight is going to be you versus Oak, but it's actually 5 versus 10. So it's gonna be pretty difficult. But if you actually get the win here, it would help the cause a lot, because so the win would be, at worst it would be 10-4, so that would be 6 flags, and if you add another 3 from the perk, that would be 9 flags difference in total. So you have a good possibility here to turn the tide.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
We'll see. Oak, try to connect. Here we go. Subu takes left, Oak takes right. Subu needs to score 10, Oak needs to score 5. Here we go. One of the best matchups. I'll be right back. Subu has a small advantage here, 3-2. Oh, nice, 3-3. Yeah, this one might actually go to the Swedish side, but oh, nice, 4-3. But I'm glad how we did in the first one. We were actually very close to a great victory. And that's it. That's it. Sorry, 5-3. Oak wins this one, and we got 11.
GG.
Yeah, 11 flags left, and 27. And now we have the last fight, which is Piper versus the British Turk, 5 versus 9. And I hope you agree with me. Unless Piper does something spectacular here and wins at a very big difference, I think we should, you know, not go into the last stand, because it's probably gonna be like 20 something flags to 5 or something like that, and that would be probably, I don't know, a little bit too much to overcome, and we're gonna lose some time. Um, British Turk is ready. Let's get Piper in as well. The Swedish team is, as I said, is very close to winning, and we actually have a little bit of a surprise ending. So get ready. Waiting for Pipe to join in.
All right, good luck, Piper. Got to get that perfect score. That's going to be our best bet here. It's a tough ask, but if you cause enough chaos, maybe.
We got 9 people signed up for the next tournament. If we could get 10, that would be great, because I could make a nice system with 2 groups, and it would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Eve signed up, so that's good.
Yeah. Piper, is he still in the? No, he's not. Tag him again. I think even though the difference is pretty big, we still did good, because right now it's a 16 points difference, but remember that we started with a 13 points difference, so it was only 3 flags difference.
Mm-hmm.
In real. But as I said, the strategy is part of the game when it comes to role-playing events, and gathering people that can play with their full effective, and that also gives you a little bit of a mental edge, right? When you know that you have a lot of flags and you need to score, and the other person needs to score more in order to defeat you, it gives you a little bit more will to fight. Let me, until Piper joins in, let me just make another quick announcement. Let's see if anybody else joins. It would be nice with 10. I've wanted for some time to make a tournament with 10, because we could do like 2 groups of 5. Make the the number of flags a little bit lower at 6, and everybody would get at least 4 fights before moving on, and then the top 2 would qualify to the winners bracket, and the top and the third place would qualify to the lower bracket. Kind of the same thing as with groups of 4, if you remember.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more play time. Good. So now we get Piper versus Turk, 5 versus 9, as I said. Here we go. Double.
Double, nice.
Again, another double. Nice side step. 1 here for Piper. 2.
Oh, another one. Good start. Good beat there, Piper. Oh, he actually does beat it. Stab to the head. Wow. I was gonna say he didn't beat it, but actually he managed right at the end of that cut, and then went for the face with that stab.
Oh,
Double lunge, goes in, cut to the leg. That's not good yet. Yeah. Alex does not want his mobility to be taken away in this matchup. And Turk knows it. Piper just goes in, and it's working.
I liked about Alex that he also has this ability to create custom combos with his neutrals. Oh. It's the same thing Turk did last time against Piper, going for the leg. 4-2. Oh, 5-2 now.
Oh, out of measure. Stab from Piper, out of measure again. Gets sidestepped as well anyway. But a good try. I like what he's trying to do.
Nice.
Ooh.
5-4. Turk needs only one more to finish it here. And that's it.
5-5.
5-5. So the overall score is 22-6, and yeah, I hope you agree with me that this is probably a little bit too much to overcome
Yeah.
in a final stand. So I would say let's not waste any more time, and let's applaud the Swedish team for winning the first event and also winning the second event. They had some great players, some great strategies, and they managed to. The first one was very close, but the second one was pretty decisive. So congratulations to them for winning. But we have, as I said, a surprise ending, and we have one more fight. Just check Discord in 1 second. Because there's something going on there. So as you know, the leader of the Swedish claimant is actually Tarnavsky, a noble that did not participate in the fighting, but other people fought for him. And the people fighting for him were not very happy. So here's what's going to happen. Let me put it here in role-playing events. And I'm going to read it out loud. So victory is theirs, or so it seems. Tarnavsky raises his goblet and slurs, "I'm the Hetman of Ruthenia." But silence follows, then whispers, then Laszlo's name. The drunk noble sneers, insulted by his own men, and turns. "If any man thinks himself better fit, draw your blade." And Laszlo does. So here's what's going to happen now. Laszlo is going to face Tarnavsky in a 7-flag fight for the crown of Ruthenia. So what basically happened, the people fighting under Tarnavsky were not happy with the idea that Tarnavsky would become Hetman, and they thought that Laszlo is a better fit to rule, and they were supporting him. And Tarnavsky challenged Laszlo, and Laszlo, obviously being an honorable man, accepted. So now let's see what happens. Let's see who's going to be the next Hetman of Ruthenia. Would it be Laszlo or would it be Tarnavsky? What I need from the Swedish team is a Laszlo player, which is most likely going to be Oak, and also a Tarnavsky player from the same team. So let's see. Let's see what Eve decides here. So it's going to be, as I said, the 7-flag fight. Let me quickly change. Actually,
So Eve might be away. He did say if he needed to appoint a champion, Ezekiel was one of the picks. So
this is a fight
Eve will be back later, but
for the crown.
yeah.
And left fencer is also going to be blue because this is a civil war fight, basically.
I guess Oak is going to be the Laszlo. It's probably a given.
Yes.
We just need a Tarna.
and then we're gonna see what's the ending of the fight of the story. Actually, let's make it a lighter blue or something. And no, could be playing the role of Tarnavsky. Yeah, probably not. Um, all right. Who else plays or has played Tarnavsky in that team or wants to? I don't know. We need a Tarnavsky. That's for sure. It has to be somebody from their team though.
Yeah. So Ezekiel, Turk, if one of you wants to try.
You know what? Just whoever wants it from the Swedish side, just name yourself, and you're gonna be the first to get it. Not too many people play Tarnavsky though from that team, but it's mostly, as I said, it's mostly for the story.
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet. I'm not sure if Eve is around, because I'm pretty sure he
I don't
would
think either.
play. At least he's a Saber player, so I guess he would play.
Any discussion? No, info's not volunteering.
And it's actually pretty lore accurate. Because Tarnavsky's not really. I mean, he challenged Laszlo, but it seems that he's backing uh, up. Come on, guys, one of you. Everyone hiding.
Yeah, yeah, nobody's even responding.
Luck said everyone hiding.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
just
Luck
need a
could
we just
try.
need a Tarnavsky, man. That
I mean,
got some
I
balls.
got some
I'll do
balls.
it.
Then do
Okay,
it.
okay,
Yeah, there
okay.
you go.
All
Okay.
right, all right,
I was gonna say if you're gonna. Good, good.
all right. That's fun. So Luck is gonna take Tarna, and it's actually a little bit. It actually works out because nobody has actually played Tarnavsky in these events. So
Mhm.
Luck playing Tarna is nobody wants the bad ending. Yeah, Tarnavsky winning would be the bad ending if you wanna put it in game terms. So as I said, this is a 7. Yeah, so basically whoever wins this one is going to be the new headman of Ruthenia. The Swedes won't mind choosing Laszlo. They're probably aware of his exploits. Let's send the link to Luck. Hopefully he's gonna have a good connection. I know that his internet is not the best these days, or at least the connection to European host. Whenever he fought on mine, he usually had 140 ping, something like that. Not the best, but probably playable. It was also said in the story that Tarnavsky just drank his way into into the story. Oh, I was about to ask Piper to join the next event, so he did. Nice. I'm actually gonna stop it here at 10, just so we can work out the system. Gotta verify, okay. And Subu, I will need you for something in a bit, if you don't
Mm-hmm.
mind.
Okay.
When I'm gonna make the groups for the next tournament, I will need you to tell me like who's number one and who's number two, and because I'm going to alternate them into groups just to make sure that the groups are going to be balanced.
Okay.
I mean, I can do that too, but it's a lot faster when somebody just tells you who's first, who's second. I think Oak definitely deserves the crown here. He's fought amazingly throughout the events. He's won a lot of fights. You as the character, the character lore is, which is Barabashu, like a fearsome Cossack warrior.
Mm-hmm.
You did great as well. But unfortunately, the superior technology and the manpower of the Swedish side was a little bit too much. Joining. Okay, let's see what's Lux ping. 150. Okay. All right. So Oak is taking left side, and Luck is taking right side. Laszlo versus Tarnavsky. I've never seen Luck using Tarnavsky, but at the same time, Luck has played sabers a lot, and I think he can at least translate a part of his skill into Tarna. Who knows? Anything can happen in Seven Flags. Here we go. Let's see the story ending here. Will the champion of the people become the new hetman, or will Tarnavsky's scheming get him a position of strength? And the Luck gets the first one. You know, throughout history, people like Tarnavsky have usually been very successful. You know, just being ruthless.
Mm-hmm.
Just using their influence.
Yeah. Sometimes it's what you gotta do. Especially if there's people around you who are the total opposite.
Yeah.
And they're not taking their position seriously, or they're weak, these sorts of things.
In medieval times, and even a little bit later, I mean, we can say even today, but more so then, honor or you know, morality or emotions were actually weaknesses, because you had to be ruthless. You had to think, and even consider, like, even your family, like fathers had to marry daughters to some horrible men. We were talking the other day about the Sengoku period, and must I remind you how some daimyos actually forced their sons to commit suicide?
Yeah.
And yeah, so you had to be ruthless.
Yeah.
3-1 here for Tarnavsky. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's great from Luck. Yeah, I was just gonna say, our notions of honor also are not necessarily the same as their notions of honor, too.
Yeah.
A lot of it back then was devotion and loyalty. So, underhanded tactics are not necessarily off the table. And Italy was especially bad for that in, like, the Renaissance and medieval period. If you, for example, were challenged to a duel by another family, someone from another family, and you refused, it was not just that your honor would be tarnished, but they would actually send a gang of people after you to just murder you instead
Yeah.
if you decided not to do a duel.
Yeah, Laszlo, even though he, a formidable warrior, he's now
Oof.
struggling with Tarnavsky's uh, unorthodox fighting style. Push. Oh,
My goodness. This is a huge upset.
yeah. It looks like the bad ending is very close to very close to happening.
A Doble, also welcome vibing with Victor. Glad to see you in the chat.
Yeah.
Stab attempt from Luck.
Oh, and
There it
that's
is.
it. 7-1, and Tarnavsky defeats Laszlo, and all the soldiers around them are stunned by this victory. Tarnavsky is the new hetman of Ruthenia, and 1 second here, I actually have a little bit of an ending thing here. I'm just gonna post it on the role-playing events. So I'm gonna read it. So Steel proves authority. Tarnavsky stands over Laszlo, breathless but victorious. The camp grumbles, but none dare defy him now. Yeah. Long live the headman, they mutter. Not with love, but with fear. The lion keeps his crown. So, yes, Tarnavsky played the Game of Thrones and won. So it is the bad ending, but Tarnavsky managed to win it. So congratulations to everybody. It's been a great role-playing event throughout, and the story was amazing, unfolding with the fights and everything. And yeah, what can I say? Thank you for competing. Thank you for participating into the story itself, into the role play. It's always great to have these type of events. Very soon we're gonna start the ranked tournament. It's gonna be in like 5 minutes or so. We're not gonna take too long. And yeah, Subu.
Yeah, what can I say? GG's. It was a much more decisive victory for the Swedes. This time around, they turned up with more people, really good strategies, so well played. They won the diplomacy game. I think that was the decisive factor right
Yeah,
there. They just got more people to their side. So,
yeah, yeah. They did because they also got last minute. They got the British Turk, and
hmm
that gave them 4 more flags throughout. So it was actually quite decisive for them, at least in the first match when it was very close. Like everything mattered then in that first one,
hmm
like every flag. Great. So it was a great role-playing event. We actually managed to finish it when we wanted to. We're gonna take a short 5 minutes break, and then I'm gonna start another stream with the ranked tournament for the first sword. Just a quick, just to tell you how it's gonna work. So we're gonna do 2 groups of 5 people, so everybody's going to have at least 4 fights, but those fights are going to be 6 flags, so we can end them a little bit faster. And after that, in the elimination stage, the top 2 players from each group will qualify to the winners bracket. Number 3 will qualify to the lower bracket, and in the elimination stage, we're going to do it as always, best of 2, first to 14 with 7 flags. So that is going to be, I'm estimating around 3 hours of play. So yeah, I'll see you